So now we're going to have a look at some keyframe animations. What I've done is I position this cube here and this ball here. Now the cube has a hole cut out of it. It's set to active animated, but it's not dynamic. Anything that's dynamic will have gravity applied to it, which means it will start falling as soon as the scene plays. And so what's happened is I've positioned it so that when the domino hits there, it pushes the ball into here. And once that's done, I want to start moving this up and across and doing something with it. So I'm going to keyframe that out. So keyframing, I tell it where to be at certain points in time, and it will do that and go to those positions. It's also set to mesh because it's got a hole in it. Okay, so if I just run through this now, I'll hit play, and it's kind of annoying because it takes a little bit of time to go through every time I hit play. But I just need to find it out once. Okay, so it's about frame 500 that I can start moving it around. That's where it's in. But I will just bump it out to 520. So that ball's in there. It sits there. So at frame 520, I'm going to make sure I've got this selected and hit I and location. Then to about 600, I'm going to drag it across to here and hit I and location. Then at frame 680, I'm going to drag it up to here and hit I and location. And then at 750, I'm going to drag it across to here and hit I and location. And also I'm going to hit I and rotation for this one because the last part I'm going to do is just a 30 frame rotation. So I'll rotate it along the X like that and hit I and rotation. So when I go back and play it now, it should move here, up, across, and then rotate and tip the ball out. So we can see the ball's going down there. And hopefully it doesn't move too fast that, oh, it might go up too fast here. Oh, no, it's all good. Okay, and then it rotates and tips the ball out. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is catch that ball, and I could make it do something else. So I could catch the ball here, make it run down an obstacle course. I'll quickly just add a cube, scale it X, scale it Y. And rotate along that X plane. Doesn't matter if it kind of touches it there. I could either add more cubes or go into here and do some ring cuts like this. And some, probably should do more than that. And do some simple extrusions on here. So if I extrude those up, I can then grab some of these edges here or that whole face and pull it down like so. And kind of make pathways for it to go down. It's probably actually easier just to do it. Ooh, there is another way I could do it much easier with the knife K. Enter. maybe grab that edge there and pull it across. And then use that to extrude those faces up. Okay, so you can kind of see what it's going to do there. And then it's just a matter of testing it out one more time. We'll just check it to see that it all works. And I've got my pointless machine. Next video, I'll show you how to do hinges and other things like that. So we'll have a look at them in a sec. Moved it across, up. And it almost flies out, but it's all good. Okay, and then oops, I forgot to turn that onto a rigid body, of course. So that should be rigid body passive. And for some reason it went upside down, so I might just have to... Oh no, it's all good. Sometimes if you leave things as active, objects that are in the scene, if you leave them as active but not dynamic, they'll flip around, and I can't figure out why. It just seems to be a glitch. So we'll just test to make sure this works. You can finish the video here unless you want to see that it does. It's not going to work again because I didn't change it to mesh. It might work now, we'll see. Yeah, it's working. Oh no, it's not, because I didn't change it to mesh before I started. So like I said, you can turn the video off here. I'm just going to let it run if you want to see how it works. Oh, it's going really slow. Like really unbelievably slow. If I turn the friction down on it, it would probably go a lot faster. But changing it now won't make any difference. Because it will, when you hit play, it runs with the setup that it has, not the setup that you've set it to immediately. So that is working though. I could probably, if I make it everything a bit smaller as well, it would work a lot better. Anyway, next video we'll look at hinges and some other rigid body constraints. So there's some here: springs, motors, pistons, sliders, hinges, point fixed. We'll take a look at some of those in a minute.